Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber today. Matthew and I appreciate you tuning in. You can see we got the front hydraulic part of our mill tore apart. That's what we're going to cover in this episode, so hang on, we'll be right back. Okay guys, like I said, we appreciate you tuning in today. We really didn't have a problem. We had a problem over here. The alternator on our 2014 LT35 has finally quit. It hadn't quit altogether. It's just not performing up to standards. So I called Wood Mizer this morning, ordered an alternator, and what I tell all the guys around here, that I deal with, and I've probably told you too, it don't hurt to have spare parts. Matter of fact, if you're doing this for a business, you need to. Now, I could have took this alternator, run it over here to our local alternator repair shop, and have it rebuilt, and I will. But they're sending me an alternator out today. I'll get it tomorrow, and it's good enough it'll run. It's just draining the battery, and it's causing, running issues. So, but we'll get it replaced, and when I get that one off, I'll run it over to our local repair shop and I'll have him rebuild it. That way I have a spare. We also ordered some guide pin rollers. We needed a spare one of those. The little cage that your guide roller mounts to. I got a couple spares for the driven side, and I needed some for the drive side, so I ordered one of those. Drive belts, the double V belt. We had an issue where the drive side shaft had actually walked out and the blade was misaligned, and I wore 3 of them out this year. I had 5, and we put a new one on, and next thing you know, we're down to 1. So I ordered a couple of spares of them. They'll last for hundreds and hundreds of hours, but those didn't because the pulleys were out of line. And ordered some B57 drive belts. I like to keep 10 or 12 on hand, so we ordered a few of those. Ordered a set of brushes for the travel motor back and forth. It seems like it's slowing down a little bit with age, so we're gonna put a new set of brushes in it.
You got a post for that roller.
The what?
The post that holds the left side roller?
Yep, I told him that. Let's see here. Yep, that was everything. So while I was on the phone with Indiana ordering parts, went ahead and ordered some spare parts. You gotta have them. I mean, it's cost doing business. I got a couple of you guys, we've talked to them, Green River Sawyers, and I've told them the exact same thing. Guys, if you break something, order 2. If you break it once, you'll break it again. You can't order everything at one time, but as you can afford it, build up your spare parts inventory. And if you replace something that's like these rotation, what are they called? Rotational switches?
Rotary switches?
The rotary switches. Brain not working this morning. For you up and down, you back and forth. Those things wear out. They'll get to be aggravating, but you can take them apart and file them a little bit and get by with them. I've got several spares. If one of these, the contact burn off the end of it and it's no longer usable, I could put in a good spare and we could keep working while I ordered a new replacement. So, okay, let's talk about what we're doing in this box. I'll get you over here, maybe you can see. Shorten you up a little bit here. If you've never had the end off your mill, this is your hydraulics. You got an electric motor pulling a hydraulic pump. You need to get in there occasionally and check your hydraulic fluid. It's a closed system. It shouldn't lose any fluid unless, I have noticed, if you got a log on your lift arms and you let that log down with the power head that way, where it's just going down by gravity and not that electric motor, it will push some fluid out your overflow and you will lose some. Ours was down probably half a quart, but we put a good bit in it. What we're doing today is we're adding a 12-volt battery on this end of the mill to where our hydraulics will always work irregardless where the mill's at. Now we've had to move this magnetic switch over here. We currently have this disconnected, but I'm going to drill a couple holes once we get it full of hydraulic fluid and mount it back. There's a surge brake box in there which don't work unless the battery's good, and we eliminated it. Now our mill, you can see, is off the brass strip. Yes, it's a foot beyond where it should work. Now all our functions work with the saw head down that way. Now, Wood Mizer don't build it this way, guys, for a reason. You can do dumb things. You know, you're sawing through here, somebody come and move a handle, and you know you can make mistakes. But this is my mill, and this is the way I want it set up. I've been wanting it set up this way for a long time. Just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to take the time to do it, but we had it apart this morning chasing that electrical problem, and told Matthew, I said, this time let's just go to the store, get a battery. So we got a deep cycle marine battery. You don't buy a starting battery. It has good cold cranking amps, but it don't have any reserve power. You'll need a deep cycle battery for this, because that hydraulic motor is, you know, every time you use it, it's pulling amps, and it don't get recharged till the saw head's back down here setting, running, and recharging it. So it's not a difficult process. I really didn't think it was going to fit. I looked at it, I don't know, a year or two back, and just took the lid off, and I was like, all right, it won't fit, and went on about my business. I figured I was just going to basically run a pigtail out the bottom and set the battery underneath it and plug it in. Well, this morning we took tape measure, you know, a calmer mind, willing to do it, willing to see if it would work. Did some hard measuring, some hard calculating, and figured with just moving a couple little things around, we could make it work. I don't recommend you do this to your mill. That's your choice. But I can tell you Wood Mizer don't recommend it, because there is some safety issues of these hydraulics being live all the time. But that being said, I couldn't tell you how many times I was down in the cut and wish I could move something just a little bit, or got halfway through and realized the rotating arm is sticking up and I'm gonna hit it. Now I gotta shut the mill off, stop the blade, back all the way back just to lower that. Now I can walk over here and go down, out of the way. And the other thing with Matthew and I, we saw together every day. And normally I'll cut 1 or 2, 3 boards, and I'll go off the end of the mill and we'll off bear. Well, when I get to the bottom, I normally like to cut about 4 inches altogether and leave them laying there to keep that bottom board flat as possible, keep it from wanting to move up a little bit. So if I'm cutting 1-inch boards, when I get to 4, we'll quit off bearing. I'll go 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, when I get to the end of the mill, we can off bear 3 of them, but the 4th one's stuck. Now I can go right off the end, and Matthew can sit here and just slightly move that locking arm back out of the way, and we can off bear those 4 boards, and then I don't have to raise the mill up 4 inches to come back. I can just basically start walking back and raise the mill as I can do 2 things at once. I can walk back and raise the saw head, where before I'd have to go out of the cut, stop, raise it up 4 inches before I could even start returning back to here. So that'll be a good game changer for us, just because the way we work. Now in your case, it may not be a bit beneficial. It's about a $200 job. Time you buy a good marine battery. I bought hold down clamps. Let's see here, get you turned down. Got a good marine battery, got some hold down clamps, bought a new ground cable, a new positive cable. Got to move a few things around. Trust me, for $200, it's a great upgrade. I wish we'd have done this a long time ago, people. Got any questions, comments? Leave them in the description below. I'd be glad to answer them. If you've done this to your mill, let me tell you, How about you tell me what you think about it? Pretty simple video today, guys. A little bit of tech tip. It's been a great mill, but my mill is 10 years old. And things wear out, things break. Alternator's been a good one. You know, 10 years of life on an alternator on a little motor is pretty good. So no complaints there. I believe that's gonna do it. I appreciate you watching. Any way I can help you, just let me know. I hate to have to keep touching the camera at times out. As always, we appreciate Joe Maine. He's our buddy. He helps us out all the time with saw blades and our Wood Mizer sharpener equipment, and maybe the boulder planer knives. They do carry those as well. Also, our son-in-law Solomon, Third Beard Fishing. Him and Matthew collaborate and do all our editing. I have to ask them which one did what, which video, because I really can't tell. They do such a great, similar job doing it. They won't let me do it, so I understand. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you, all you new viewers. If you don't know, my name, by the way, is Eric Champion, and my son Matthew, he works with me. And we'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.